Why, hello there. How are we today? It is Friday, the 12th of February. And it's 8 p.m. where I am. But what about you? Go ahead and let me know where you're calling from. Goodness. Where you're tuning in from, I should say. I always love to know because it means I get to know you a little bit more. But it is great to be here live, and I hope you've been enjoying these live videos I've been doing, broadcasting on Facebook and also onto YouTube. YouTube being the primary one right now, but I hope you've been getting value from them. It does make it interesting because obviously I've got to do things more, even on my recorded stuff, my podcast and so on. It always just keeps it interesting because it means I get to have a connection with you. Hey, Jason, great to have you, my friend. I hope you're very well. You said 8 p.m. here in Texas? That can't be true. It must be 10 p.m. in Texas because I'm in California and it's 8 p.m. unless my clock is telling me wrong. Hey, Christy from Illinois, USA. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I said, oops, 10. That's right. I hypnotized you because I said it was 8 p.m. here. Darien, Georgia. Darien? I think I said that right. Yes, 10 in Texas, Christy. Yeah, I know because I'm really good at my time zones these days because I've lived in Texas myself. I was in Austin, Texas for a few years. California right now. And because of my family are 8 hours ahead, I kind of know, obviously, the English side of things. And I've been pretty good with my time zones. And yeah, I'm super happy to have you here. We got quite a few people kind of dropping on these now. I can tell that by going live more frequently, I'm trying to do at least 2 per week, maybe 3 per week. And I can tell that it's gaining a bit of traction, which is nice. And it keeps it interesting. Like I said right at the beginning, it keeps it interesting to me to know that you're listening. Because it's really, here's the thing, right? It's really, really interesting. And I'm going to get into the main talk soon. I've got some little notes I thought about. I decided to go live just at 7:30 my time, 30 minutes ago. But I made some quick notes. I thought, I want to go on live. What should I talk about? And I'll get to that soon. But it's nice to be live because I'm getting instant feedback. And one of the things I teach a lot about life is to not need external validation. But it's not to say that getting external validation isn't good, because it is you need both. You can't in other words, you cannot just rely on external feedback or validation, because it means we're only living into people's expectation. I should really put this, I might recover this because it's kind of an important point. But yeah, you should not be relying on external feedback. However, it is good to have when you come from a place of self-certainty. So when I go live, I'm actually getting that feedback. Whereas when I'm just recording my podcasts, I really don't get I get some feedback from emails and the occasional review on the app. I think we get it kind of baffles me a little bit. Can I be honest with you? It baffles with me. Like, the podcast gets, at the moment, we're predicted, based on this month, we're going to hit over 120,000 downloads just on the podcast. YouTube and things like that, less so, probably like 10, 15,000 views, that is. But the feedback I receive, we probably get about 2 app reviews a month, maybe more, or definitely on the podcast. And if you can hear I try to put some sound, what would you call it, silencing on my dog snoring really, really loudly. So hopefully you don't get to hear that. Although it might put you into a trance. Who knows? That gentle snore of a wonderful dog. But yeah, it's interesting. Like, it's really good to get the external feedback as well. So I know that you're actually paying attention and that you're listening to me. Oh, let's put some music on, shall we? It's a chill out stream. So let's go ahead and put some chill out music on as well. And hopefully the levels are pretty good. I've been trying to play around with it. But it is nice to be able to get the feedback from you, because it's nice. It makes me feel connected with each and every one of you, and hopefully, as always, my work is of value to you. And I've been trying to, like, 2000, I have to admit, I'd probably say 2018 onwards till this year, I got very slow on the podcast because life is life. The traction I was getting, like I said, the feedback I wasn't getting as much, so I figured, hey, most people probably get what they needed, or got what they needed, but I felt like that's a bit of a cop-out as well, so that's why I'm going live and doing more podcasts than ever. I think we're producing on the podcast about 3 or so episodes every single week, which is pretty awesome, and we're at like episode 511 or 12 right now. Chrissy said I can't hear the dog. Well, that's good, I think. We've got Steph from Australia as well. Great to have you, Steph. Oh, you said this really awesome thing right now. By the way, your hypnosis sessions on the app have been amazing. Thank you. And thank you ever so much as well. And I'm actually just so... It's really interesting with technology, because I don't like relying on other people. I'm very, very self-motivated and self-instigated in wanting control, because I think I've been self-employed for like 18, 19 years, so I'm used to my own destiny of like kind of taking on challenges. But when it comes to app stuff, I'm no coder, I'm no app developer, and it's taking a bit of time, which is a bit frustrating, because I just want to get things done. If you got a problem, I want to solve it. Whether you're a friend, whether you're a client, I would just want to solve it here, now, and straight away. But with the app, it's taking a bit of time, and ultimately, I've got about 60 or so new episodes or hypnosis sessions recorded. However, I can't put them on the app because that's beyond my tech level, beyond my knowledge. So I'm just waiting for my app developer to be able to get onto it and do all the upgrades, and also on the Android as well. But hopefully that comes out pretty soon. I'm so eager. We got all the new nighttime transformations, which are like 4 hours long, and all the different new titles, which I've been really excited to record. And I just cannot wait to get it out there onto the app and have all the new developments on the app. But it does take time. But I'm very eager. I'm literally tapping my finger. Hopefully you can't hear that, because I'm that excited about getting things out. But okay, so I'm going to potentially use this as a podcast, or the free section of the app episode. So I'm going to do a little bit of an intro. And I'm just going to make sure how many episodes on. Okay, we've done. If you haven't seen the last episode, it was 511, which is a contentment sleep hypnosis session. So feel free to go look into that on the app. Not right now, because we're talking to one another. However, there was a real big episode, and it was 510. And I really appreciate a couple of you who kind of reached out to me and wishing me well and things like that. So I just want to say that, because I appreciate you for that. And if you haven't listened to it, check it out, because I feel like you can learn something from my experience. But let me go ahead into this episode in case we use it for the podcast. Are you ready? So this is, I never talk it like that. So welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 512. I hope you are well as always. And in this episode, I would like to be able to take some questions live, because I'm actually doing this live on Facebook and also YouTube. Now, if you are on YouTube, or if you're not on there, but you should be on there, go to youtube.com/Joseph Clough. And that means you can go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that little bell button. And that means you get notified. Or if you're on Facebook, go ahead to facebook.com/Joseph's fan page. That was of a time when they're all called fan pages, and that's why it's called facebook.com/Joseph's fan page. And in this episode, I would like to tell you some kind of my thoughts about patience, scarcity, and how if we operate one way, it's actually going to cause us more trouble than good. Because I was thinking today, because I'm in California, I lived in England for most of my life, and in England we have the seasons. So you've got a good winter. It's not a bad winter, but it can be pretty chilly, pretty cold. Sometimes snow. I think it might be snowing maybe, or has been recently anyway in England. But we have the 4 seasons. And in San Diego, although we don't really have the most obvious seasons, we do have seasons. I see them, but it's more mild. And in the winter time in San Diego or California, I guess in general, you get like the cooler evenings but the nicer days compared to England. And it made me think about, sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed this, but you can desire for the change of a season. So I remember when it was crazy cold in England, I'm like, I cannot wait till summer. I just cannot wait to get out of this cold and get into the summer. And then there were times in England, because we don't really have air conditioning over there, when it gets really, really hot in the summer, and you're like, oh my goodness, I cannot wait for the winter. It is just so blooming well hot and sticky that you need like fan as you're going to sleep. And like I said, you don't really have air conditioning. I remember when I was at work, although I was only full-time in a job for like 9 months of my life, from when I was just after 17 to 18 or so, and I had none of the air conditioning, so we could like take off a tie or something. But it was almost like you're always wanting something that you're not having, because you can get sick and tired of being in that environment. So when it's way too hot, you're just wanting the winter time. And and people are actually saying, oh, I cannot wait for the winter here in Oz, because obviously it's kind of flipped around over there. And can't wait for spring, people are saying. And yeah, it's one of those things, like you get used to something and you just can't wait until your present season is over to be able to transition into the next. So why am I speaking about this? Well, sometimes when it comes to our issues, we're so like eager and so wanting to change the season of the issue, from the conflict, from the anger, the sadness, the fear, the guilt, the hurt, the frustration, the limiting thoughts of, am I worthy, am I not enough, or am I not good enough? And any significant issue we have in our health, relationships and career, and our finances, that we're so eager to change our experience, it can actually create more of an issue. And it's interesting because on the one hand, the desire to change is good, but when the desire is almost like from that scarcity, it actually makes you feel more separated from your goal. Now, feeling pain is not always a bad thing. So to a degree, feeling scarcity is not a bad thing. When you increase the pain, you increase the drive. If you increase the pleasure, you increase the drive. So that they both work. You got the stick and the carrot. So they both work, but they work in ways together. If you're only operating from fear, I just gotta change, I cannot wait to change, I just gotta change, and only by that, it'll actually create scarcity in your life. Because wanting something other than yourself then presupposes, obviously you don't have it, which obviously then creates scarcity because you don't have what you want. So when you focus on what you want in a way because you know you do not have it, it creates scarcity, and then it goes down into this spiral of, well, how do I get it? When is it going to happen? And that creates a deeper level of scarcity. So on the one hand, it can be good because it's important to know that you want something, you don't have it right now, and fear can be good to instigate change because you don't change when all life is good. Only when things aren't right, their signals say something is not right. So the scarcity is good, but it's got to be coupled up with something else. You see, if you realize that you don't have what you want, but you also have a sense of gratitude that good and great things are coming your way, it will balance out that energy. Like, even though my situation is saying this pain, this conflict, I can appreciate what I do have. I can appreciate what I have right now, but also appreciate what is coming my way. And it takes off the edge of that scarcity. Not to the level that you are demotivated, but to the level that it takes away some of the pain that, look, I know that my situation is bad. I'm taking steps, but I can also appreciate what I have right now. I can appreciate that good thing coming my way. I can appreciate, if we go back to the analogy, I can appreciate that winter. I can appreciate that winter, or the autumn, or the summer. I can appreciate the goodness of it. I can appreciate the goodness that my unconscious mind is telling me that something's wrong, or I can appreciate that I'm telling my unconscious mind that there's something wrong because I'm blushing, or because I'm nervous, or because I'm worrying, or because I'm fearful. I can appreciate the signals that I'm receiving from within myself by interacting with the external world around me. Because if I can appreciate that, at least the signal or the communication, it means I'm being conscious. Most people in the world, I would say, are in trance. I would say when I do my hypnosis, it's about undoing bad trances, where we've been hypnotized to think that we're not enough. We've been hypnotized by significant emotional events or people or society to have a certain issue. So going into a level of hypnosis or utilizing what I teach is about undoing bad trances. So if I can appreciate even the dislike of where I am, knowing that, look, I'm at peace, that this is where I am. It's not nice, it's horrible, but I can appreciate that I'm conscious that something's wrong. If I'm consciously aware of it, I have the opportunity to transform it. In every setback, there's a perfect opportunity for a comeback. In every struggle that I have, I can be aware that I'm alive, and I can also recognize that I do not like this place and I want to be somewhere else, but I can appreciate the lessons and the learnings of this issue. And if I go into another story about myself, I can honestly tell you that I'm so appreciative, so full of gratitude for the blushing that I had. I'm so grateful to have had the experience of waking up every single day with that dread, with that pain and fear in my stomach, with just feeling horrible about myself. And you're like, Joseph, how can you be pleased and grateful for that experience? Because now I know the other side. And also, by experiencing the issues I had, it made me wake up to something more. It made me recognize that something was wrong and I had to change it. It made me recognize that actually there's something more out there, because I'm sick and tired of the issue that I had for that 18 years. And I'm so appreciative of it, because if it weren't for that issue, I would not be speaking live on this video podcast. I would not have created over 512 episodes. I would not have created these episodes which have been downloaded with YouTube combined 10 million times. None of my work would be in existence, I do not think, if it weren't for my issue. So when we come from that place that even though I'm going through this, and we have the thought or belief that actually I can be more because of it, I can utilize it, I can actually cause myself to create changes, and realize that it's temporary. Just like the seasons, they will come and go. And this pain, this issue, this conflict, it shall pass as well. Now, the passing of the issue does come from hard work. Like, I had to invest money, I had to put the time and the effort for letting it go. It's not like we can just magically have epiphanies all the time, although some people can. But I had to put the work in. And even if we don't have finances, and that's why I create all these episodes ultimately, because they're all for free. It's an expense to me to a degree, right? I've got to pay for the hosting and obviously the time and the editing and things like that. But they're all for free for you when it comes to the free episodes. So if you do not have the investments to be able to see someone locally or go for a program or unlock the whole app or anything like that, you just go all in on the episodes. You treat it like you've invested in yourself because it's all freely available to you. I know some people listen to the podcast who are on the edge, and I mean really to the edge. But they listen to the podcast and it caused them to remain here. And that blows my mind. It fully and absolutely does. But it shows that you can make a change in our darkest moments. And those darkest moments, let's think about this. When can you see light? The strongest that you can see light is in the darkness. I think that makes sense, right? That in the darkness you will see the light. And that contrasting experience of who you are right now to where you want to be, and understanding that where you are right now you can be grateful for to a degree, that you are still resilient and you're alive and you're grateful for all the good and great things coming your way, and that you will put the effort in. That every single day you put in at least 30 minutes to your self-development. 30 minutes every single day, listening to that podcast, reading that book, journaling, walking with someone, whatever it is, investing that 30 minutes every single day into yourself, because that will set you free. Regardless of your situation, I really believe that 30 minutes every single day is going to cause you to transform so many aspects of your life. I mean, doing that, just a quick calculation there, would equate to half of 365, which is 182 or so, right? 182 hours if you did it half hour every single day. Now, if you can do anything for 182 hours, over a year, you're going to get pretty good at it. Whereas learning the piano, you might not be the best, you might not be the Mozart of the musician world, but you know what? You're going to be way ahead of most people. So investing that time within yourself every single day is going to increase your success in whatever you desire to go for. But in order to do that, just to close that loop, sometimes we can wish for the season to change so much, but we forget to appreciate where we are on this journey. We forget to appreciate what we have, and we also forget to appreciate what is coming our way. We forget to appreciate that maybe our issue will be our biggest instigator for life. If we go into another example, some people will say in their belief system, I understand why people say this, or think or believe this, but they'll go, well, I believe that cancer causes death. Now, if I had a client going through cancer, I would not want them to have that belief system, because obviously they're focusing on the death aspect. Now, not to say that's not true, but it's not the only result. It doesn't have to be that. I might even say to that person, maybe you know someone, but maybe having that experience caused people to wake up and experience life and cherish it and do all the things they wanted to do, but they never did until their life was at that point. Like to just like see it in a different way. Because some people only lived life when they realized their life was potentially ending. It made them wake up. So I see that with issues. I see it in a way that like my issues that I experience can be an opportunity for my growth, where I can look back in weeks to months to years to come and go, I'm so blessed and grateful for having gone through that, because if I did not, I would not have learned through that wealth of experience. I wouldn't realize how resilient I was, how resourceful I was. I wouldn't have realized what it's like to be on one side to the other side. From the anger to the happiness, from the sadness to the joy, from the fear to the freedom. I would not have recognized the difference by living just a normal life. Not to say that there's anything wrong with a normal life, but all I'm saying is in the contrasting experience, do you start to see the opposite side of what is possible? So although it's not nice to be where we are, it will at least give us the frame of reference for when we get to where we want to be. We can look back over those learnings. We can see the seasons passing. We can notice that actually I do not have to be in a place of scarcity. Yes, I haven't got what I want right now. My life's not perfect right now. I'm going through issues right now, but even though I'm going through that, I can be appreciative of what this is going to teach me. Because if we think about it like that, if I go into any situation, any problem, any conflict, and I ask myself, what is there to be learned from this? What can I learn that once learned will allow me to be better because of it? That's going to give us the key to the solution. So the learnings from the situation or the conflict is going to set us free. Those epiphanies are going to cause us to be more in life, to expand our consciousness, to expand our growth, to live beyond our boundaries or presupposed boundaries. So notice that where we are right now is a season, and that season will change. Yes, we can desire for the other season, but we can also appreciate the season that we're in, that there's something to be learned from, that once learned from will actually cause us to go to the next season even quicker with more grace and more happiness and more freedom. And realize it's the little transitions that we make, the little steps that we take each and every single day. That 30 minutes every single day is going to be able to come back to you a lifetime of transformation. What you do in those 30 minutes every single day, the years beyond you right now are going to be a life full charged of passion and purpose. So have the gratitude for now, but also the gratitude of what is coming your way, to reduce the scarcity, to recognize that even though I'm going through this situation, I'm going to learn because of it. I'm more than this. I mean, if you go into every situation, every challenge, no matter what it is, internal, external, and you go, I am more than this problem. I am more than this. I'm going to see this as a challenge where I grow. Whatever the outcome, I'm going to grow because of it. It takes back the power. If you say, I'm going to grow because of this situation, it means you've won already. Think about the words linguistically. I'm going to grow because of this problem. I'm going to grow because of this challenge. Going through this challenge means I'm going to grow and become better because of it. It's changing the frame of reference, the lens of your life. Your perception is your projection. If we just focus on what we do not have and just wish and desire for that season to change, then we're going to be living in a life full of scarcity. But change your frame of reference, you're going to experience a different reality. And Christina just said, thank you, Jez, for a great message. I needed it today. Well, I'm so pleased that you're here to get that. And I'm fully thankful for you saying that, Christina, as well. So I appreciate you, my friend. And this is why it's pretty good to go on these lives. If you're on YouTube, go to youtube.com/Joseph's fan page. And that means you can interact with me because I want to be interacted with. I want to be able to hear what you're saying. I want your feedback. Steph said there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Absolutely there is. So it's always good to be able to tune live, and that means I can take some questions as well. So of course, if you ever have questions, go ahead and let me know. But I always just appreciate your feedback, and yeah, I just want you to know that no matter what you're going through, you can become stronger because of it. Now I'm thinking, you see, if you think of a tree, they're constantly in a change of experience in every single way. So in times of the winter, they may shed their leaves, but they always know they're going to grow them back. Like they go through the cycles and they know it's going to come back. They're always in a constant desire for the sun. They're always reaching for the nutrition. They're in this ever cycle of growth. They're always growing to a degree. Even when they're shedding, they're still growing to a degree because they're adapting to their environment. They're being resilient to their environment. They're being flexible, adaptable. So you've got to see yourself that even in the storm, you can be totally grounded. You might shed some leaves here and there, but you are at your core deeply rooted to the ground. That is the essence of you. Why? Because you're here. You're alive. And that's good news because it means you have an opportunity. That means you are resilient. Your body has lived to this point, and that's something to be grateful for. We just got to get back on track with our unconscious mind to be able to get what we need out of life. Oh, thank you so much, Steph. See, that's why I love doing these lives. That super fills me up. So without the app and the YouTube videos, I wouldn't be here right now. But I've learned that there's always light at the end of a tunnel. And you're so right. I'm so appreciative to you. I want you to know that you're here. And I appreciate you. And all I absolutely see within you is potentiality. I can genuinely say that from my heart, that I just know that you can grow. I know that you can tap into something greater than you, what you think right now than yourself. Well, no matter, and it is for everyone as well, that I just want you to know that when I'm speaking, I'm truly trying to speak to you. And I want you to know that you're worthy. I want you to know that you're enough. I want you to know that you're of value. I want you to know that you can achieve what you desire. Yes, it can be hard. Yes, it can take time. Yes, it will take effort, but it's better than a lifetime of pain. So we might as well just get down to it, get our hands dirty, get things going, and start to apply what we've learned and really make that change. Because it's all within all of us. There's been people in your life or throughout history who've had so much of a harder time than ourselves. Not to say that our time is less or our certain issue is less because of it, but all I'm saying is, as a frame of reference, there's been people who've gone through things worse than us And that is something that we can like utilize and say, look, I'm resourceful. I can learn from this. If someone else has done it, I'm going to model how they overcame it. What did they do? Look for the examples where they overcame something. Don't always look for the 100% successes, but look for the people who have gone through something and overcame it. Like, that's honestly what I love. I love reading a lot of entrepreneurial books, and I love the movies where obviously the character has an issue and it causes them to need to overcome it. So we know that there are other people in life, in history, have gone through craziness. It always reminds me of Viktor Frankl's sentence, when you're unable to change a situation, you're challenged to change yourself. And I think when you challenge to change yourself, you will then realize how great you are. You will realize you do not need to rely on anything external to be happy. Yes, external things can make us happier, and I'm saying happier. Like, money can give us more freedom and security. Promotions can give us more feelings of success. It doesn't mean we're not successful for not having those things, but they can add to it, but we don't want to rely upon it. Like, we don't want to rely on the external validation alone. We want to be able to rely on our own internal validation, and therefore we have to look within ourselves to be able to realize that we have everything that we need on the inside to get exactly what we want on the inside as well as the outside. And I think that's amazing for us to have. Like, when you really get to it and acknowledge that, it's going to be our first step forward. It means we're taking responsibility. It means we're assuming responsibility. We're being in charge of our mind and therefore our results. We might not be in charge of our mind straight away, of course. It takes time. It's not like you can always change overnight. But like I said, if you can let go of something in 8 weeks, would you do it? Probably so. If you put the time and effort into it. Even if it took you a whole year, if you wanted it enough, you'd go ahead and go all out for that 1 year, half hour every single day, because that will get you the life that you want for the rest of your life. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and end this stream. Now, of course, if you're interested in if you're just listening to this on the podcast or on YouTube, you can go ahead and download the free hypnosis app. I actually bought a URL the other day. I should really hope I remember this. Oh, I actually have no idea. What URL did I buy? Oh, I think I might be plugging someone else's app right here, but I think it's freehypnosis.app. Freehypnosis.app as an app. Freehypnosis.app. I really hope I got it right. And that just means you can download the hypnosis app. And if you're enjoying my work, you might want to go ahead and buy one of the individual hypnosis sessions. In US dollars, they're like $3 or so, or maybe $4. Or you can unlock the whole app for $27-ish in US dollars. And it means you get them for free forever, like unlimited custom creation downloads as well. Now, I will say this will be changing in the future. My servers get a kicking from every time that happens, which I'm really appreciative. I don't mind spending that money. I mean, I know obviously I profit from it as well, but the economics of it, we haven't increased the price since 2015 or something. So we will have to change the pricing in the very near future, in the next month or two. So if you are interested, go ahead and get access and unlock it all for that one-time free, rather than like a recurring yearly fee or something like that, which we may be shifting to soon. It just means you get it all right now. I don't mind saying that. I mean, it'd be better if people pay me yearly, but of course I just want you to be able to get it right now if you haven't already, because we are transitioning to something like that. So that is freehypnosis.app. And you'll be able to find the link to the Android, which is getting rebuilt right now, and also the newly updated iPhone app. But with that, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to speaking to you on another live YouTube and Facebook video. Hopefully you're getting value from it. Go ahead and let me know in the comments that you do want to see more of these, or you just want me to give up doing the live ones, which I hope you wouldn't say that. But with that, you have a most wonderful day, my friends, and I will speak to you all very soon. Many thanks and goodbye.